Hello everyone, it's Clay Ramage and I'm back again with another haul video. This time I was at the Goodwill bins and found a lot of stuff, a lot of small stuff. So we're gonna get into that here in just a minute or two, but first off I wanted to thank all you guys for your support and watching my channel and commenting and all of that good stuff. It really means a lot to me, and as we go along these fun adventures of finding stuff for resale and to give away and buy presents and for personal use. But if you like this content and it's your first time here, thank you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button and whatever other button you want to hit. If you hit the bells, then you're notified when I post new videos or comments. So anyway, let's just get right into it. So when I got to the bins today, I tried to get there before they opened, but I got there and everybody had gone in. But that was okay, because I walked in and then one of the ladies that works there told me that, and she knows that I look for household stuff. So she says, there's new household bins along the far wall. And so then I immediately went right over there. And the first bin I got to, which was the very first bin in that row, right at the very end of it was a big storage bin full of stuff. And the top of it was pretty much covered with, large papers. But I started sorting through it, and that's where I found the majority of this stuff was in just that one bin. So it was a wonderful bin. So let's just start with right here, what's in my fingers. This is a box of Mongol pencils. Now, the thing of it is not Mongol pencils inside of it. So they did replace them, but what is inside of them are vintage pencils. These have Time, the Time magazine, says the weekly magazine. So there's like 6 of those in here. There's they're all advertising pencils. This one is Albert Peck Hotels and Motels. Albert Pick, P-I-C-K. Sorry, I kind of said Peck. There's like 6 of those in here. So, oh no, there's 3 of those, sorry. And then there's these General Scoop pencils. So I'm not sure, but it's a nice variety, all of them vintage pencils in the box. And the Mongol pencils on eBay, these are selling for around $35, $40 for impartial, not complete sets. So I figured even the box itself I could probably sell fairly well, and with the other pencils. So that was a good find. And just so you know, I spent $26 today all total on all of this stuff. The other thing I bought was this batting, and I bought that to use for packing material on some of the more fragile things. So that's those. I found these, which are furniture casters, coasters, protectors, whatever you want to call them. They go under your furniture to protect the floor, the carpet. These are made by Anchor Hawking. These are a white milk glass in a little horseshoe shape, which I hadn't seen these before. They're not real common, but I got all 4 of them. So I have a set of 4, and they sell for around $15 for the set. So that's pretty good. And then I went a little wild. I found this cool pair of sunglasses. It does not have made in China or anything like that. I do believe they are, yes, they are prescription, but I just like the looks of them. I thought they were pretty cool. And the other thing I found were some empty boxes, small boxes. I get these because a lot of the smaller items, jewelry and stuff that I sell doesn't come with boxes, so I buy these, put them in there to protect them while they're being shipped, and that's good. This particular one, I believe, is either like a Swedish or Scandinavian, because I can't read what it says on there. That's kind of cool. And here's another box that I got. I also got this box, which I'm using the bottom half of it, but it's Playkey baby toys. I don't know what was in here originally. It just says Playkey, Youngstown, Ohio. So, but like I say, I'm using the bottom for something else. So that was a fun box. Another fun box I found was this one. It's a pencil box with Abraham Lincoln on it and all the stars. So it's kind of a flag motif in the background. It snaps shut. It opens up. You can put your pencils and erasers in here. And then if you flip down this, there's actually a little tiny drawer in the bottom. And this is all made out of cardboard. And somebody has their name on there. Sure when they were a child, they wrote that on there. So I'm assuming this is probably 1950s. It feels very 50-ish to me, maybe early 60s. What a fun little item. And then, again, there was this whole stack of paperwork in there, and we'll go through that now. Found 3 comic books, classics, Love Diary. This one actually, there's one for sale for eBay for $50. This one episode. There's a Mickey Mouse, obviously it's highly faded. And then there's this classics illustrated Call of the Wild. All of them in pretty good shape. But I'm not a comic book guy to know how to grade them and all that. Another item was this 1945 vintage calendar. Now this alpine flower calendar, beautiful prints in here, and these are actually designed to be postcards. So you can cut them out and use them as postcards once you're done with the calendar, or even before. They're not perforated, so you'd have to cut them out to use them that way, but I just thought that was a neat calendar. And the cover is starting to come off, but that one was pretty cool. And then, you guys know me. Yep, I found more prints. These are Currier and Ive prints. There's the American Homestead series here. There's 4 of these. Summer in the Country. That one was autumn. This one's Summer in the Country. They're sticking together, sorry. Season of the Blossoms, that would be spring, and then Frozen Up, which is the fall. So those are pretty cool. And then these are also Currier. This one is Currier and Ives print. It's a fruit, American prize fruit. But the fun thing about this is it's a calendar. This one is May 1961, which happens to be the year I was born. And then here's another one. There's 4 of these as well. This one's July. The Farmer's Home Harvest. That one is June on the back side of it. That's my birth year, June 1961. So that meant June 11th. That meant I was born on a Sunday. That's pretty cool. So that one I'm actually going to keep. And then there's this one, which is October. And then there were 4 of these prints, which are they're lithographs made by the DAC company in New York. And there's 4 of these as well. All of them, these are just like in mint condition. So yeah, I'm excited about those prints. And then I found a couple framed pictures, 2 of them. These are Native American scenes by Walter Damaris. These sell, $20, $25 each. So again, another good find. And I found this frame, fell in love with the frame. It's got kind of an Art Nouveau feel to it. It's not that old, but it just has sort of that feel to it to me. I found this old radio tube box. It does have a tube in it, but it's not the tube that the box is for. It's a separate kind of tube. It's a Sears and Roebuck tube. This is a Coronado tube box. But I think I can sell just the box. I don't know if the tube works. I'm not sure. It's broken. It's cracked on the bottom, and this is a very old tube. So I'll have to see if, there's a market even just for this. But we'll check it out and see. Again, this is all coming out of that one bin. So then I also picked up this steak knife set. It's stainless steel. It's got like the Bakelite handles to them. I don't know that they were, I assume they were used. It doesn't say. I don't know. They look in great shape. So the box is in good shape. This side is loose. So they probably were used, but rarely, only for fine dinners. other thing that was in there was this vintage razor in a box. This isn't the original box, but this vintage razor, which is a Schick razor, goes for around $20. There's this vintage Gillette razor, 1930s. It's got all the markings and patent numbers and everything else on it, which is really cool. So, nice brass razor. Fairly common razor. But there were also these old shaving knives. They were in these boxes, but the boxes are not the same brands as the knives. So they're not original boxes. This one actually has a lid, but the lid doesn't match the box. And the razor doesn't match either the lid or the box. But again, these are probably Bakelite handles. Nice items. And again, nothing expensive, but I think if I lot them up, I could probably get $30, $40 out of the lot. Then there's this one, which is a Swedish shaving knife, and it's I believe a bone handle. It's not ivory. 99% sure it's not ivory. If it was ivory, I couldn't sell it. But it's highly worn. You can see how on the edge there how much that's worn down right in the middle. So this one was used a lot. But the blade's in great shape. It's not rusty or anything. But the handle is well worn. So I'll probably just put these all as one lot. And that's what I'm using the bottom of the baby toy box for, to hold those things. And sell those as a lot and ship them on their way. I also found this leather case just to fix to a belt. And inside were all these different metal rods, picks. There are these Victorian shoe lacers. There's also an old crocheting needle from England in there. Just a miscellaneous lot of things. But I like the little leather case. Also found this print. This is featherwork. It's actually got the entire description on the back. This is from Toluca, Mexico. It's Mexican feather art. It's pretty cool. I liked it. Again, not an expensive piece, but I just liked it. Found a old Timex digital watch. This is probably 1970s, but it's like in excellent condition. Looks like it was hardly if ever worn. I don't know if it works. I'd have to check the battery, but haven't done any of that. But again, I'll put that in a lot. By itself, it's not worth a whole lot. Found this little travel case from United on it, but inside it's a vintage checks set, and the ball says made in Japan. So again, this is probably 1970s checks, which I thought was pretty cool. Found this vintage inkwell, may even be going on antique. It's got JB on the bottom. That stands for Jennings Brothers. They made a number of these types of things. It does not have the ink bottle in it, but those are, you could find that fairly easily. But I just liked it. It needs to be cleaned up and polished. It does have some metal fatigue right there. So we'll see how well it polishes up. I'm going to plan on polishing on that. This was not in that bin, but it was this wall pocket, and beautiful lily wall pocket. It's got made in Canada on the bottom. Then it has a sticker on here, which this was what really confused me, because the sticker is says Walt Disney Productions. It's like, what? That doesn't make sense. But it is signed on here. I don't know if you can see that. It's Hilborn, and this is Hilborn Pottery, well-known Canadian company that makes pottery. So again, this was a good find, probably $25, $30 I can get out of this piece. It's just a beautiful wall pocket. I found these in that bin. These are, I'm drawing a blank, thread holders. These are the metal ones. Found those two, and I did find this little vintage duck planter as well. It's marked USA on the back. So yeah, so that was nice. I found these two receipt books in there as well. Doesn't look like they were ever used. Well, I guess maybe one was used. There's one tab in the front. But if you look at the date, it's 190 blank. So in other words, this was for use from 1900 to 1909, basically. Then you'd have to cross that out to do the teens. So these are, 110, 120 years old, which is great. I got 2 of them. So those are a good find. Let's see, more vintage stuff. This was just in the bins in a separate place. This was a top of a lamp shade, for one of the older hurricane style lamps. In fact, I have one, but I think this one's just a little too big. The bottom of the lamp was not around, it was just the top. But it's very colorful and well done with gold, some gold on there and green paint. And then I found this little lady. She is actually a Louis Nicole. He does a lot of dolls, but in this particular case, it's just a resin figurine with the lace applied to it. And again, amazingly, she wasn't all damaged and broken in the bins, but I just liked it and brought it home. I can't find any comparables anywhere, so who knows what she's worth. And then I did find all of these, which are little, Chinese. They're plastic figurines. But there's like 7 of them. Don't know what they were for. Could have been a little chess set maybe originally. I don't know. But so I picked up those 7 figurines. They're all made out of plastic. And then I found 2 more of the furniture coasters, both mark Anchor Hawking with their AH symbol on the bottom. You can see that through the glass. So that's those. And then these I found in other bins. Just a little glass ornament, very ornate. This one's marked on the top, but I can't read it. I got to get my loop. Oh, here's my loop. I already have it. And you'll see why in a minute. Germany. It says made in West Germany. So that's a cool piece. Nice vintage ornament. And then I found this Joseph's Original mouse. It's got his sticker there, and he's got his still original label on there. The Mouse Village. Lipstick Mouse Village. And you also found a little pig. It says I love you on it with holding a heart. Isn't that cool? And that is pretty much the hard goods that I found. Now, I actually have a ton of jewelry. Whoops, let me back up. I also found a ton of jewelry at the bins today, like I've been finding lately. So I'm actually going to do a different video for the jewelry haul. So stay tuned for that as we go along. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.